Welcome to the Live Squawk podcast, where professional traders, investors, and market insiders get the unfiltered insights that matter most. Stay ahead of the curve with expert interviews and exclusive market commentary. Hello, and welcome to Live Squawk's Commodity Corner. I'm joined by its author, Chris Stadele, to walk you through what's in this week's edition. Before we do that, though, just a quick disclaimer that says the content provided on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only. We are not licensed financial advisors, and none of the information shared should be considered as financial investment or trading advice. Please conduct your own research, consider your financial objectives, and consult a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. Investing and trading in financial markets carries risks, and past performance is not indicative of future results. We are not responsible for any losses or gains that may result from following the content on this channel. And with that, I'd like to welcome Chris. Hi, Chris. How you doing? I'm
doing great. Thanks, Harry.
Happy Easter, by the way.
Yes, thank you. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so just a quick reminder, for anyone who doesn't know, markets will be shut over the Easter weekend. Obviously, they shut over the weekend anyway, but the elongated Easter weekend. And it's different for different parts of the world. But for Friday, pretty much all the major markets are shut. And some selected markets are shut on the Easter Monday, which leaves a long weekend. So we'll go into that, or you can find that on our website, livesquawk.com, and that will show you the opening hours for a lot of the markets. Right, that bit aside, Chris, what's in this week's edition?
Sure. I first just want to plug the podcast that I did earlier this week with a new friend on Substack. And we're going to share that on all of our social media platforms later today. And I'll also have a link to that in the newsletter. So please do be on the lookout for that and take a look at that, at your convenience. It's about 37 minutes long, and I cover almost all metals markets and a few other important topics too. And one of those important topics is the Treasury markets, which is actually my opening piece in this newsletter. Those markets have been obviously pretty volatile lately, and I just want to briefly discuss why they've been so crazy and likewise my viewpoints going forward.
Okay.
For precious metals, I have a pretty contrarian viewpoint on gold. So I really discuss that and why I'm not particularly bullish going forward. For base metals, I touch on both steel and nickel since they can be related in some aspects, and why demand for both of those should remain subdued for some time. And then finally, I do a brief update on the S&P 500 as well as cobalt, where I reiterate my stance on both of those. For next week, just a disclaimer, markets are open here in the United States, but I have a jury duty summons. So I have no idea how that's going to go. And likewise, I do not know what topics I'm going to cover in next week's newsletter. But, I'll keep the audience abreast of any new situations vis-a-vis my professional life. So.
Well, you're doing your civic duty, so,
Yep.
It's a good thing.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. So, again, another packed newsletter week, really, and there's still no end in sight on this tariff trade dispute at the moment. So, with that in mind, anything else you want to sort of just bring up briefly? I know,
Sure.
We had Powell yesterday. Any thoughts on what Fed Chair Powell said?
Sure. In the podcast that I did that will be published later today, we talk about tariffs in practically every segment. Even though metals were not included in the Liberation Day tariffs, we already had a 25% tariff on both steel and aluminum imports. Just hours before the Liberation Day tariffs, he put a 25% tariff on canned beer and empty aluminum can imports. And also what's a bigger thing in my view are the 25% tariff on foreign car imports as well as foreign car part imports. There's been some chatter about him having to do some exemptions, or he might do some exemptions. Who knows if that's going to come to fruition or not? As pertaining to Jerome Powell's comments, which were only made about 55 miles from where I'm sitting right now, it was essentially, wash, rinse, repeat of what he's said, in the prior few weeks, that, essentially the Fed is not going to, save the stock market. It's going to let this, situation play out. There's really nothing they can do in relation to Trump's tariff policies. So, it'll be interesting to see how all these, egos and what have you kind of fall into place, So, but it was very alarming that, somebody specifically asked him if there's going to be a Fed put underneath the stock market, and he said absolutely not. And so, it's where.
Why is that alarming? It's the free market. They shouldn't really be a Fed put under the stock market, surely.
That's true, but it seems like other Fed chairmen have tried to put a put underneath the market, and he, in this specific situation, he has no interest in doing that. So, again, it's going to be very interesting to see all the fallout of this. So, and we obviously don't know what new tariffs are going to be coming down the pike, and also it's such a vulnerable world that we do not know what the fallout of all these tariffs is going to be. How much demand destruction we could see. There's no real good quant that can put an accurate number on that. So
yeah, it makes a lot of sense, really. We're into the unknown to a degree with a lot of this at the moment now, and until some settlements are reached between trade countries, trade nations, then I think, it's really all up in the air. But hopefully things will start to improve. Hopefully markets will retain a level of calm, shall we say. Although, for intraday traders, we want that little bit of activity in order to find opportunity.
Yep.
Okay, Chris, thank you very much for that. Where can we find the Commodity Corner?
Sure. It's on Substack. If you just go to substack.com and type in Live Squawk Commodity Corner, it will pop right up.
Beautiful. Okay, my man. Well, listen, have a great Easter. Chill, relax. I don't think there's any Grand Prix on this weekend.
Actually, yes, there is.
Oh, there is. Awesome.
The Saudi Grand Prix.
Perfect.
Saudi Arabia. Yep.
I've got something to watch then over the weekend. Thank you very much. And we'll hear from you. Good luck with the jury service. Hopefully it's not a long, arduous one. Yep. And we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you. Thanks, Harry.
Cheers. Thanks for tuning into the Live Squawk podcast. Your edge in the market starts here. Subscribe now.